search engine optimization. Like I said, a lot of people, when I tell them Google advertising, blah, blah, they're like, oh, okay, so you do SEO. No, that's not what I do. We do have SEO experts back in Germany, but our team here, we focus on search engine marketing, SEM, and I will tell you the difference. This is a Google result page. I look up, what did I look up there? Hotels, okay. What you see up here and here on the right-hand side, that's all paid advertisements. What you see here, this is non-paid advertisements. This is the search engine optimization. This is the this is what we call this is what Google gives out of their database. So whenever you Google something, or excuse me, whenever you search for something, what they do is they give you the result page, and what they show here is actually this is actually all the information they have in their servers. So this is the SEO part. The SEO part is below the advertisements, as you can see here. The results, so if you want to optimize your website, because a lot of people are, yeah, my cousin does my SEO, or my brother does my SEO, and I'm like, that's the problem, because if he's not a professional, he shouldn't do it. Because there's more than, and Google says that on their site, more than 200 factors that influence the position of your website on the result page. More than 200. So unless your brother or your cousin or your uncle's nephew is an SEO expert, the chances are high that he does not know the 200 factors. For example, back in Germany, the last company I worked for, the classified company, we had a team of 7 guys. 7 guys that worked 40 hours or more every week that did nothing else but optimize our website for Google, for the search engine. And if 7 guys, and they get high, like they have high salaries, because if you know what you do as an SEO specialist, SEO specialist, you can make great money. So the thing is, if you optimize your website, and like I said, there's a lot of factors that you have to think of. If you optimize your website today, you can see the results within the next 3 to 6 months. And this is what it makes kind of dangerous, because if you screw up, and you see that in 3 months, because what happens is you do something wrong, and Google, worst case scenario, kicks you out of the index, worst case scenario. But what easily could happen is that you lose relevance to Google, and that you lose positions, that that your website actually does not show up on the first or second page anymore, but maybe page 5. And I mean, I don't know, how many pages do you look at when you search for something? Probably just 1. So if you're not within the top 10 results, you're not existing. And that's why these people, or these guys, get paid so high, such a high amount of money, because their job is to get the website all the way on the top. Actually, the first 5 results get 80% of the traffic. 5, and we have 10 results on each side. Okay. Website content. Website content is important. URL structure, backlinks, and let me tell you something about website content. The most important thing for Google is that you have unique content on your site. So if you have a website and you just copy stuff and put it on your site, that's what Google calls duplicated content. And Google doesn't like that. Duplicated content means you just copy from one side and put it on your side. And then you actually, Google sees that because they, index, I don't know how many million sites every day. And if they find out that your site is just duplicated content, you will not show up in the index. So be aware and be careful. Website content should be unique content. Backlinks is another thing I want to talk about real quick. Backlinks means incoming links to your site. You have a website, and what is your website about?
No, my artwork.
Okay, so you have a website with about art, right?
Portfolio.
Okay, perfect. This is awesome. So I have a website about online marketing. So if I like your art and I link to your site, this is what we call, for you, this would be a backlink, because I link to your site. So, makes sense, seems to be easy, all right? So I just call all my buddies and be like, you know what, you've got a website, put my site on there, link to my website, and within days, I have, I have a couple of backlinks, and Google thinks, oh wow, this site must be important because he has a lot of backlinks. It kind of used to be like this. Now that Google actually has almost all the websites in their index, what they do is they check my site too. So you have a website about art, I have a website about online marketing. What Google does is they screen your site, they see, this is an art website. I link to her site and they look at it and like, we have nothing in common. So this is a marketing side and this is artwork. So yes, okay, we give you a little bit of credit because, they give you a little bit of credit because I link to your site, so obviously I like your site, but the most important part about backlinks is that the backlinks are of the same topic, for example. So if I would have a website about art, maybe a gallery or something like that, and Google likes my website because I have a lot of artists there and a lot of pictures and videos and all that, and then I would link to your site, this would be a good backlink because it's the same topic. I have a strong site, I have a lot of content, unique content on my site, and I say, okay, your site is great, I link to your site. So this is important. If you want to get your site up in the Google search index, make sure you have backlinks from websites that are of the same topic.
So you're saying it'll affect the order it comes out if the backlink is not a strong backlink?
Yes, it doesn't affect the order directly, but it affects how the value that Google gives this link. And the higher the value, the better Google says the link is. And for example, a lot of news websites have great credibility, and if you get the chance that a news website links to your site, oh my god, yeah, do it. And I got one client, he sells art as well. He does aerial photography. So he knows people with helicopters and he flies over the island, so he takes great shots. And he was in some magazines, some art magazines, and he told me about the magazines. He's like, yeah, so I had an article there and it's great and blah blah. I'm like, so did you tell him to give you a backlink? He's like, that was a backlink. I'm like, all right, so do you have, do they have it online? And he's like, yeah, they do have it online. And I'm like, all right, so tell them to link to your site. And within days, so after days after they did it, we could already see an increase, like, or a better positioning of his content on Google. So this is very important. If you get the chance to write an article and have unique content, and it can actually get backlinks from newspapers or something like that, perfect. Best thing about SEO, the clicks are free. This is one of the biggest differences between SEO and SEM. Whenever your search result comes up here, or your result comes up here, your site comes up here, and somebody clicks on it, the click doesn't cost you anything. Although, since you have to optimize a long tail, the whole optimization costs you something.